setting up, and I can see. Okay, hang on. There. What's up? There we go. Good morning, everyone. This is Cache Canada Live, and we're coming to you from the Kenora district of Ontario. And we'd like to introduce a contest for you about the north shore of Lake Erie. That's right. We've been producing a series about geocaching the north shore of Lake Erie. We've already debuted 7 episodes, and our 8th episode will be coming out in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? A week. A week Sunday. So we have a contest for you that is co-sponsored by IBGeocaching from Nova Scotia, and Pete has generously donated a wearable item. So we'll be having the information on that in the write-up for this contest. And we also have a wearable item that is generously donated by Cacher's Corner Store. So probably 2 T-shirts to be won. And then we're going to have a third prize pack, which will be a trio of Cache Canada pens and Cache Canada trackable and a Cache Canada path tag. So we have 3 winners to be selected from the questions that we're going to answer from the list. So I'm going to read them off to you right now so you can get started on this contest, and then we will post the deadline for the contest and the rules on Cache Canada on Facebook. So if you don't know where to find that, I'll put that in the link below once this is published. And you can find that if you search on Facebook for Caching Canada, you should be able to find that. But if you're an avid Cache Canada watcher, then you probably already know where to find that. So here we go. In episode 1, we would like to know how many years and days lonely was the second geocache that we found. Yep, that's right. The second geocache we found was a lonely cache. Lyric last mentioned that off screen, and it was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Because last year we had so many geocaches that we were finding that were lonely that hadn't been found for over a year. So, question number 1 for episode 1 is how many years and days lonely was the first cache? Oh, Laura Williams says, welcome. We would welcome you to Fort Erie. We'll be in Fort Erie a week Saturday. So if you'd like to drop by and see us, send us a note. We would love to see you. Well, unfortunately, we can't set up an event. It's too late to do that. So, episode 1, the second question. And there are 2 questions per episode. We had a DNF on a high DT cache. What was the structure called that the geocache was in? It's 2 words. Okay. We spent quite a bit of time on that in that structure looking for this geocache. It was a 4.2 or a 4.2.5. I think I mentioned it was a 4.2, but it was actually a 4.2.5. We need to know the name or what the structure was. 2 words. In episode 2, we visited the most southerly point in Canada, Point Pelee, and we were walking through Point Pelee National Park. Once we got to the very tip, I mentioned how long, I asked the question, how long would it take us to walk the tip? So from the from the start of the tip to the very end, how long did it take us? And it's written on the screen. So if you watch that episode, you'll be able to see that. How long did it take us to walk the tip? Whoa, got some thunder going on here. And we think it's going to rain. It sure does look like it. Question number 2 for episode 2. We find a cache placed in a marsh by a friend. Who was the friend? We'd like to know the geocacher's name. You don't have to get it exact because it's made of letters and numbers, but bonus points for the person that gets it with the correct spelling. So, we find a cache placed in a marsh by a friend. Who was the friend. And that friend has been a guest on Cache Canada in several episodes. And a bonus to that cacher if that person actually watches this and answers that question personally. Episode 3, 2 questions. At Rondeau Provincial Park, we find a rare what? 3 words. We found a rare what? Episode 3, question number 2. For hashtag Coins for Kids, uh, created by Neil Moore of Cache Tales, how much money did London Westy remove from the cache minus all the pennies that were at the bottom? There were a lot of pennies. And at that time, I didn't think you could take them to the bank, but I guess you can. You just have to roll them up, I think. But they will take them back to the bank and return them, melt them down, and make something out of them. Copper wire, I guess. So I removed for hashtag Coins for Kids how many cents? Episode 4. We met some fellow cachers at the Fingal Wildlife Conservation Area. What was the name of the female geocacher we were with? She introduced herself. So we would like to know the name of that geocacher. She's a fun lady. We've geocached her with her many times. She's pretty funny. Question number 2 for episode 4. We ended up in Port Stanley. What was the name of the bar or restaurant briefly shown? It's a very short little clip. Blanks on the Beach. And we'd like to know what that is. Blanks on the Beach. Moving on to episode 5. How many gravestones were in the long, narrow cemetery with all the bugs? There weren't that many. It was a long, narrow cemetery, and the gnats were coming after London Westy. It's like so much. Question number 2 for episode 5. In the woodlot, London Westy mentions our team name. What is it? 3 digits. What is our team name when we don't write our personal names on a geocache log? What do we use? We've mentioned this in several times in many of our episodes, so we'd like to know. That's question number 2. Oh, bless you. Somebody in the other campground just sneezed. Episode 6. We visited a winery. What was the name of that winery? It had a really neat geocache in a large gear in a wooden structure, a building, and it was underneath, and I had to guide Lyriclass to the geocache. What was the name of that winery? It's one of the biggest in Ontario. Question number 2 for episode 6. We canoe on Big Creek with 2 other teams. We call them the blank crew and the blank crew. What were the crew's names? Bonus points to the person who gets the spelling of the second crew or the longest crew's name. If you can spell out what the 3 letters, it's the crew with the 3 letters. If you can spell out exactly what their team name is, bonus points for you. We'll send an extra 3 pens just to you. So that'll be a random prize winner. Episode 7. We're getting close to the end. Episode 7, we went to Port Dover, and we're getting closer and closer to Fort Erie, our final destination. In episode 7, there is something missing from my hat. What is it? It's my head, Lyriclass says from the side. Quite often my head is missing from my hat when we're geocaching, and I can't find a cache because I'm just not there. Second question for episode 7. The geocache, oh, Laura Williams liked that. She laughed and gave me a heart. Thank you. The geocache with the, I can't read my own, okay. The geocache with the charging elephant was at what business? And what did we taste from that business? So there you go. That's episode 7, question number 2. For episode 8, we'll post the questions to the final list after that episode has aired, and then we will post on the end of that episode and on geocaching with Cache Canada on Facebook the final details of the contest, how long it will run, and when we will pick the winners. So there you go. From IBGeocaching, a T-shirt, a geocaching T-shirt, and from Cacher's Corner Store, also a T-shirt, because we asked a question on Cache Canada. No, it was on Where Will Geocaching Take You? Facebook page. We asked the question, what would you like to win most? Wearable items or hideable items or findable items like a path tag or such or a cache container or t-shirts and hats. And the majority of the people posted that they would love to win wearable items. So that's what we're going to be giving away as wearable items. And we thank IB Geocaching and Cacher's Corner Store for their help with us in this contest. So there you go. I'm going to sign off. We appreciate your viewership. If you would like to become a patron, we would love that. We have over 30 patrons so far. They get extra content and a blog from me, from London Westy, on an irregular basis. And there's Lyric Glass. She is here. And you can become a patron by going.
Thunder's coming.
Yes, I know. I think we need to move on. I was really hoping to fly the drone, but I think if I put the drone up, I got struck by lightning. If you'd like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/Cache Canada. And there are many tiers to choose from, all the way from $3 and up per month.
Hello, everybody. We're having a fabulous time, but it looks like a storm is moving in. So
Yeah. Going to have to check the Weather Channel
put stuff away
and see what we're in for. So thank you very much. Get out there and go geocaching. And we'll see you in Fort Erie if you're there. I think it's on the 18th. No, the 17th. We're going to be filming on the 17th, ending in Fort Erie at the old fort, some point about 5 o'clock ish. So, oh, you know who travel from England. Hi guys, hope you're well. We are doing very well. Thank you very much, and thanks for tuning in. We didn't have a whole lot of people live today, but you know it's a Thursday morning in a midweek. Whatever. So Laura Williams, yeah, we'll hope to see you there. We'll post more live on the road as we go, so we can know our exact timing, and you can come out and meet us, and maybe we'll have a pen or two to give away. So there you go. You can get one of our pens there. So there you go. I'm going to sign off now because I think we need to clean up and get going, check the weather, and move on and find some geocaches. We are going geocaching today, just locally around our camp. And then we have an event on the Manitoba border later today. And hopefully it's not in the rain. We'll see you. Okay, how do I turn this off? Oh, right